Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome to 2023. I'm actually super excited about this video, and I'm super excited for this year because last year was huge for the channel, and I just really appreciate you guys. So I want to give you guys some of my tips of what has made me successful in my career, both in cybersecurity, in the military, and pretty much life. Okay, so if you guys like this content, hit that like button, hit that sub button. It's free. It helps out a ton. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So these are very simple goals and tips and tricks, and you've probably heard them 100 times. But I'm gonna go through them and kind of explain how they've helped me, and also where you should be thinking of them slightly different and not so just specifically the way that they are said. Because pretty much everybody will tell you these, right? But how do you apply them in a way that makes sense to you is different for every single person. So number one, make goals. So this is probably the biggest one, okay? And the reason I say that is because I always. Now, I will tell you, most of these tips are going to be geared towards cybersecurity careers because that is what I'm successful at. But these can apply to anything. So if you're not looking to do cybersecurity, if you're looking for something else, you could totally use these tricks. I'm just going to be using a lot of cybersecurity examples, okay? So with making goals, the biggest thing, okay, is number one, make them attainable, okay? Because that's where this keep them simple comes in. Make them attainable. If my goal tomorrow for this year was to become the best hacker in the world, it's not going to happen. It's not realistic. It's not even remotely realistic, right? That can be a long-term goal maybe, but that's not realistic. You want to make a goal that is attainable because here's what happens. A lot of people make goals. Like, for instance, you say, hey, I want to play in the NBA. Okay. That shouldn't be your goal when you're 15 years old, right? Your goal should be, I want to start varsity in high school. Okay. Do you see the difference though? Maybe your long-term goal in the back of your head is the NBA. Maybe it's to be the best hacker in the world. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something completely different. But you have to make a goal that you can attain to start climbing that ladder. If your goal is just to get straight to the top, it's kind of like when you climb Mount Everest, right? You don't go to Mount Everest and say, okay, we're going to the top. You have, yes, that's your final destination, but they have checkpoints along the way, right? And you have to reach each one to get to the top. And you have to do them in certain times, right? Because otherwise you're not going to attain where you need to go. So make goals and keep them simple. So for instance, let's say you're just getting into cybersecurity. Make a goal. Let's say you want to get Security Plus. That's your goal. Get Security Plus. That's an attainable goal. You can do that in a month pretty easily. You can do that in a couple weeks pretty easily. So focus, right? It's a simple goal. 100%, I'm going to focus 100% on Security Plus, and I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to study, and I'm not going to stop until I do. Okay, that's the other key, is not stopping. Okay, and when I say that, I'm going to tell you guys, I have probably, I would say 20 friends, and this isn't an exaggerated number. I've probably had 20 people physically that I know personally. I've had a lot more reach out to me through social media and Discord and stuff like that. But I've had probably 20 friends personally that have come up to me and said, hey, you're extremely successful for your age. You do cybersecurity. That's where the money is. What do I need to do right now to start on your trajectory, right? Okay. Here's the problem. Out of those 20 people, I've never told somebody I won't help them because I teach cybersecurity. I love cybersecurity. Out of those 20 people, I've given everyone the same information. I've given them, depending on what they're trying to do, I give them kind of their next step they should take, which would be their next goal. And then I say, here's my phone number, here's my Discord, here's my YouTube, here's my social media, whatever you need to get a hold of me. And let's work together. I'll meet with you on Fridays. I'll meet with you whatever days you can. I'll meet with you virtually. I'll do whatever it takes to make you successful as well, because I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching it, and I'm also extremely passionate about it. Cybersecurity is my life. It's just something I'm super passionate about. So I'm more than happy to help. Out of those 20 people, one has ever reached back out to me. And that one only reached back out for a quick question, and that was it. None of them have ever kept pursuing that path. And the reason is, and I'll tell you the reason, is because it's hard. That's why. It's hard. Okay? So it's the biggest thing, consistency. So when you make a goal, right? So you'll see these kind of build on each other a little bit. So you make these simple goals, right? And you might have one simple goal, and as soon as you reach it, you may have another goal, and another goal, and another goal. And you can see how this starts to get up there. But the problem is, what people do is they make their goals unattainable, or they make them super unrealistic, where it's like you have to finish your degree in 1 year. You know, it's not realistic. So they are pushing and pushing and pushing, and then they're like, well, I'm never going to make it. So they give up. Well, yeah, of course you're never going to make it. You made your goal insanity. Make your goal something attainable, and then have a goal after it, and a goal after it, and keep them simple so that you're actually winning as you're going. You're having successes as you're going. When I go, for instance, when I go get like my GX certs and stuff like that, my goal isn't to get the cert, because I've done that. That's simple. My goal is to get challenge coins, win the competitions, right? Those are my goals. Then to get, a certain percentage of this. So if I go take a cert, I might say, okay, I can pass this cert. I know that. My goal is to get a 90%, right? My goal used to be just pass these certs, right? But you have to keep having a goal that you can keep striving for. So that is what I say. Consistency is key, because what you need to do is, like, let's say you get Security Plus and you do it in the first 6 months of the year. Awesome. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations. Now you take that newfound success, you have confidence, you're excited, you're pumped. Make another goal. Let's get Linux Plus, right? And then you grind that out, and you just keep building this. And then next thing you know, a year later, you've got 6 or 7 certs. You've got experience because you've been working on this, right? You've downloaded VMs. You've been working with Linux. You now know Linux pretty well. And then, so you're starting to build your career and your resume, right? So this is the foundation. You have to do these things. You have to. These are just foundational. Now, don't make excuses for yourself, okay? The biggest thing, I see it all the freaking time. All the time. Oh, well, yeah, I was studying that, but, I was studying it, but then my work switched me to nights, so now I'm working nights, my sleep's messed up, I'm going to hop back on it, but I just haven't had the time, or, yeah, I was studying it, but then I had to go to a trip in, Washington or something for a couple weeks, so I've been gone, it's been too busy, but those are excuses. That's all it is. It's an excuse. You're lazy. That's what it is. You're lazy. It came down to you're lazy. And this is the one that's going to be where you're going to lose a lot of people. So what I mean by that, even in this video, if we get, let's say we somehow got 10,000 people to watch this video, which I don't expect that goal, but we get 10,000 people. Out of 10,000 people, I would say the majority of them are going to get stuck right here, right there. Why? Because they're going to make excuses for themselves. The biggest thing I can tell you, and I didn't put this on this list because of the fact that everybody tells you this, and people don't think that they will like it, whatever. Go to the gym. And I tell everyone this for a reason. I go to the gym 6 days a week, and the reason I go has nothing to do with necessarily physical fitness. Now, do I want to be in shape? Yes. So I keep myself in shape. That's besides the point. I can keep myself in shape anywhere I go. That's fine. But the key is you have to get to the point where you can mentally get strong enough. And when I say that, when you go to the gym, a lot of people, I see people go to the gym all the time that go every day and they're consistent. So they're keeping this one, but they're not progressing. Now, why aren't they progressing? The reason is they're mentally weak. And when I say that, what I'm saying is they're going to this gym, they're lifting every day, but they're lifting the same thing, the same weight. They don't want to push past where your head tells you. So for instance, when I run miles every day. When I run, there's some days where you just don't feel it, obviously. And as soon as I get on that treadmill, as soon as I get on, my body's like, oh no, you're hurting, man, you're hurting. I'm 30 years old, I'm older, you know, you're hurting. It's your knees, your back, whatever. And I will instantly in my head say, call myself whatever I want, but I'll say, I don't care. You're running and you're gonna do it. So you might as well buckle in, because this is gonna be you can either make this really hard or you can make it real easy. And those are the conversations you have to have with yourself. And I know that sounds extreme, it sounds insane, but the gym is the only place where physically you're gonna be able to push past, what you mentally think you're capable of. Now, the reason I recommend gym so much is, number one, it's proven scientifically that you're going to get endorphins. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to get confidence. All those things correlate with each other, right? And it helps a lot. The other thing is mentally, you're going to get stronger. And what happens is, now when you get to this point where you're in your career, you're in whatever, you're starting a new career, and you're saying, hey, here, I would study tonight, but I'm real tired, right? I'm real tired. As soon as you say that, you can recognize it, and you can mentally fight yourself and say, I don't care how tired you are. You're gonna study. And it's not easy. This is where you're gonna lose the majority of people. This right here is the difference between success and mediocrity. Okay? I'm telling you right now, that's it right there. The people that are successful do it. Whatever it is, they do it. The people that aren't, don't. Simple. Now, think outside the box. This is something that pertains to a lot of lifestyles, careers, everything. But cybersecurity specifically, here's something I see that happens so often, and I feel bad because it's a culture that we're breeding, and I'm trying to get out of that realm, but it's something that we're breeding. So what's happening here is, okay, everyone's asking, because there's 2 million cybersecurity jobs out there right now that aren't filled. Now, everyone's asking, how do I get into them? And every single person in cybersecurity is giving people the same advice. Get Security Plus, get this cert, get a degree, get a little experience, and step into a security role, right? Everyone's getting the same experience, the same thing. The problem with that now is, when I'm going to hire somebody, I might have 50 applications that are the exact same, because everybody's following the same steps to get there, right? So now it comes down to, well, I got to take the guy with the most experience, because everyone else they have the same certs, they have the same resume, just this guy has a couple more years experience. That's where you're going to lose some people. That's where you might have a great guy, right? That could be insanely good, but you're going to miss him because of the fact that he has the same resume, right? So how do we prevent this? As someone that's starting out their career or switching jobs or whatever, think outside the box, right? I've seen guys that in their resume, they include their GitHub portfolio. I go check those out. I'll look at what tools you're making, right? Now, if the tool is nothing, if it's junk, okay, that kind of tells me where you're at. Okay, there's certain things you can do, right? You can do pen tests for free on your own, right? You could do those for letters of recommendation. I've talked about that hundreds of times on here. Go to small businesses, say, hey, I'll do a vulnerability assessment for you. Think outside the box. Think of something. What makes you different than other people? Volunteer. There's programs all over the country in schools that you can volunteer and teach cybersecurity. There's so many things you can do to separate yourself from other people, that if you're not thinking outside the box, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And I'm telling you that right now. You're doing yourself huge disservice, because those are the people I'm looking for, okay? Those are the people I want to see. So when you're really coming down to the interview portion, and someone says, hey, what do you, for instance, I'll just tell you guys, when I interviewed for my job now, they said, this was years ago, but they said, hey, what do you, why do you want this job, or what makes you different? I can't remember the exact question, whatever, right? And I told them, cybersecurity is my life. It's passionate. I'm passionate about it. And they said, yeah, but I mean, kind of everybody says that, right? Like, everybody likes it. Like, and I said, no, you're not understanding it, right? Like, I work in it because I already had a job in cybersecurity. I'm still working in security. And I said, I work in cybersecurity, so I work here 8 hours a day. I said, I then get off and I go to the local high schools. I'm part of a program. I'm not going to tell you guys the program, but I'm part of a program, and I teach cybersecurity during the nights. And they said, okay. And then I said, and then I upload YouTube videos where I teach cybersecurity during the weeks, as much as I can. And then I said, and then I'm in the military where I run cybersecurity as well for certain events and certain things. And they said, oh, so you're insane, is what they said. They literally laughed and said, so you're nuts. And I said, yes, I am, because I have to succeed in this. I have to, because this is my passion. Okay. So if you're not passionate about it, don't do it. Don't do it, because imagine the worst job ever, right? Whatever job you think that is. If you think it's being a coal miner, if you think it's, whatever, if you think it's sitting in front of a computer, if you think it's whatever, imagine that job, and that's what you're going to turn into, because of the fact, if you don't love it, why do it, man? Like, why do it? I can't imagine sitting here hating my job every single day, and still getting up in the morning and wanting to do it, right? So that's what's going to happen, because I see a lot of people coming in and going, hey, cybersecurity is where the money is. Let me get into it, right? Well, that's great. It sounds cool, right? But if you're not passionate about it, don't do it, because you're going to hate it. And you might not hate it at first, but 5 years down the road, you're going, oh my God, I have to stare at this computer again all day. I have to look at logs again all day, right? You're going to be miserable. So stop doing it, right? Do something you're passionate about. If you're in cybersecurity, I've seen so many people that are in cybersecurity and they get to a certain point in their career and they go there and they're like, nah, like that's it for me. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much on me. I'm out. And they go do something completely different. And I've seen the other way. I was a lineman before. You guys know this. I was a lineman, and I completely said, I'm done with this. I want to do cybersecurity, because that's what I was passionate about. So it's never too late to change and do what you're passionate about. That's key. Now, this last one's a quote, but it's the truest statement I've ever heard and seen. Success is preparation meeting opportunity. I do not know who said it. It's been one of my favorite quotes for a long time. So what this means is, if you want to be successful, there's opportunities out there, but you have to be prepared for them. And I see this a lot too, where, perfect example, those 20 people that I was talking about that didn't follow me up, didn't listen to me, didn't take my advice and get the help that I could have offered. Guess what? I've hired people all the time. Those same people come and say, hey, because I advertise my jobs, hey, I need a new analyst or something, right? Hey, what's the requirements for that analyst job? Get those questions a lot from the same people. And I say, you don't have them. You haven't done anything since I talked to you last. That was a year ago. You haven't made one stride. I'm not hiring somebody like that. Okay. So success is preparation meeting opportunity means I have opportunities here, right? For people around me, if they're good. They aren't prepared for them, so they're not going to get them, okay? And that's not a diss on them, because maybe they changed paths. Maybe they decided, like, it's not for me. Maybe there's a million things that could have happened. But my point is, if I am the most passionate about cybersecurity in the world, if I freaking love it, and my dream job is sitting right there and it's open right now, and I go to apply, do I have the credentials to get an interview? Do I have what I need to get that opportunity? You have to be prepared for when an opportunity comes. On the flip side of that, let's say my dream job's there, but it's not open right now. Let's say you want to work for Microsoft or something, and there's no openings right now, and you're like, well, they're gonna open up eventually. Someone's gonna quit. Someone's gonna retire. Someone's gonna get fired. Something's gonna happen. So you have to be sitting there waiting with the best chance, the best prep you can possibly have. So it all comes down to that. These prep you for the opportunity, and you have to be ready. You have to. If you don't, you won't succeed. And success, the other key here is success means different things to different people, right? Maybe your success means I want to make $500,000 a year. Maybe that's success to you. Maybe. But maybe someone else is sitting over there going, I just want to make $70,000 a year. I want to be a low analyst. I just want to be content, and I just want my work life balance to be great, and just enjoy my time. That's all I want. That's success to that person, and that's perfect, because you can take these same steps, get to that point, and find what you're passionate about as far as hobbies, family life, whatever. Success doesn't mean career. This is success in general. So make sure when you're thinking of success, you're also thinking of it that way. So maybe your goal, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, but maybe your goal isn't career oriented. Maybe it is, hey, I want to lose a lot of weight. Okay, you can do these exact same steps and lose weight. Okay, maybe I want to spend more time with my family. Perfect. You can do these exact same things. So let's say you're super career driven and you're not spending enough time with your family. Make that a goal. Make that a priority. Hey, I work late on Tuesdays. My goal is to stop doing that. Okay. Keep it simple. Stop working on Tuesdays, or stop working late on Tuesdays, right? Do it every single Tuesday. Don't make an excuse where one Tuesday you're too busy. That's an excuse right there. Don't do that. This works every time for any success level. Okay. So make sure you guys are just really focusing on it. And 2023 is the year. There's no better time. Okay. I'll say that, especially in cybersecurity, because this window that we have where we have way too many, where we have way too many jobs and not enough people to fill them is slowly closing. Okay. And here's the reality. It takes years to learn cybersecurity. It takes years and years. I mean, it's never stopping. So if you started right now, let's say 10 years from now, this window's closed. Okay. Well, it's going to take you about 5 years to probably get the job or get the skill set you want to get really good. Okay. So now your window's this. Okay. So let's say you wait, your window slowly closes. And even if you start and you're like, oh, there's a million jobs left that are open, nobody wants to hire. By the time you learn the skill set, they might be gone. Right? So you have to start now and you have to prepare. That's where preparation meets opportunity. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys need help, ask anybody in the Discord. Hop in my Discord. It's down below. Ask anybody. You can hop in the Patreon if you want to support. I also message those guys on there. But ask any of these people. I directly message you guys. I will 100% reach out. I have no problem. It doesn't matter what time of day. If I'm not busy, if I'm not working, if something's not going on, I will hop on there and I will respond. I don't have social media. Okay. I have LinkedIn and that's about it. So I don't have social media. Okay. So that is the way I contact people if I need to. So if you guys need something, reach out to me and I'm more than happy to help you guys with this. I think it's something that a lot of people have a tough time because they've never seen this in action. And I mean that wholeheartedly. They've never seen what it actually takes. And so they have a tough time visualizing that because they think you can just go to work, do your couple hours of work, kind of slack off and go home. And that's going to be success. It's not. You have to really focus. So let me know what you guys think. If this helps you guys in any way, if it doesn't help you, tell me that too, so I don't waste my time. Let me know what you guys think and how you guys are going to start your 2023 year off right and what you're going to do and what goals you guys have. Thanks, guys.